Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today we are on episode 80, and today our guest is Gurpreet Virk. But before I bring her in, let me introduce myself. So, hi, everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. So, like I mentioned, today we are on episode 80, and our guest is Gurpreet Virk. So, let me introduce her to you guys before I can bring her in. So, meet Gurpreet. She's a devoted wife, a mom, a registered dietitian, and a digital business owner based in Alberta, Canada. After years in healthcare, becoming a mom made her rethink what success looked like. So she didn't just want time off, she wanted time freedom. Okay, that desire led her to digital entrepreneurship, where she's now building a business that works around her family and not the other way around. So today she mentors others to create freedom, flexibility, and life aligned with what mattered the most, and that is, her family. So get ready to be inspired, and let's bring Gurpreet to the studio. Hi, Gurpreet.
Hi. Hi. Thanks very much for inviting me on your page, Sandy. I appreciate it. I'm very humbled and honored to be um, in front of your audience today. It is
Thank,
an absolute honor today. Thank you.
thank you so much, Gurpreet, and the pleasure is mine to have you here. I know I did a little bit of intro before I bring you in, but is there something else that you want to add so your audience get to know you a little bit more?
Yes, thank you very much for that introduction. And I will just add there that I have a good job. I'm very happy with serving people in my job as well. So that's actually one common thing between both of my careers as a registered dietitian as well as digital business owner, that I get to serve people, help people. But the challenge was at the end of the day that even though the job is excellent and I enjoy it very much, it's the time. You don't get that time flexibility. And I didn't realize that or feel it as much until I didn't have my son, right? When I became mom, once again, we were fine as long as my husband was home with him because he worked from home for quite a long time. And the my son was little, so he was home. But then as he was growing up, he started to ask for more of my time.
Yes.
That's when I started to think that, am I doing this right? Is this right? Because he only has one demand. He's not asking for any toys or any luxurious things. Anything out of ordinary. It's just that he wants me to be around. He wants me to be able to come pick him up from the school directly, not drop him off at the daycare in the mornings. He just wanted to be a regular kid whose parents would come to pick him up from the school and then spend time with him. That's when I started to feel like it started to hurt me from inside. And I started to look for an alternative. And again, it didn't take me very long. After my research, I found this my mentor actually, who taught me this business and brought me into it. It I mean, she helped me set it up, but it took me a little bit of convincing because everything online, it's hard to trust things that are online. So you just have to give yourself that time and you have to explore things before you trust it. And that's where it took me a little bit longer to decide. But once I was on board, I was like, yes, this is, I found what I was looking for. And I got the time flexibility that I needed to spend time with my son.
Thank you so much, Gurpreet. Yes, and I do relate what you say about the having a good pee, but not having the time, the time to be able to spend, with your kid. Um, so yeah, I do relate to that. And um, thank you for sharing your story, how you found the business and how you were able to start the business, even though, you were a little bit skeptical because, like you mentioned, there's a lot of scam out there. So you really have to do your due diligence to find out, if this was legit or not. So now let's move on to the questions. So, for the first question for you, um, Gurpreet, from the outside, you had what would, like many would call like a good job. So now we just touched a little bit about that, in healthcare. So after becoming a mom, what changed inside you that made you realize time freedom, not just time off, was what you truly needed?
That's a really good question, Sandy. Thank you for bringing that up. When I actually became mom a little bit later in my life. I wasn't mom right in my 20s or early 20s, that type of thing. That at that age, you barely know what life is like. But I wanted to set up my career. So after I had a good job and everything, we decided to start family. And after having my son, it was a different me. Now I was a mom me, right? With a different kind of emotions and a little baby in my hands who I loved dearly and wanted to be with him every single movement. But then the reality is your bills don't stop coming when you become mom. Bills don't care about any life changes. Um, so again, I got to spend a good chunk of time in the beginning, and but when he started to grow up, that's when I realized that these movements, the milestones that he's achieving, I'm not home to watch those things. When I was home when he started to walk, and but after that, a lot of the milestones I missed. And then when he started to, we had to drop him off, like we had to put him into the daycare. So we would drop him off every morning at the daycare, and so a lot of the things he learned from the daycare. And I was like, but no, I'm the mom. Why? How come I'm not there to watch him grow and take those first steps and everything? So that's when I was like, my job is great. I have the income, but it's not giving me that time flexibility, that freedom to be able to be with my family, be with my child, and enjoy those precious moments that are not going to come back again, right? Once he's grown, he's grown. So that's when that was the life-changing moment for me. I was like, no, I have to find something that can change my life a little bit.
Mhm.
And after I found this opportunity, it actually changed me significantly. I feel like in the last, I'm relatively new in the business, but I feel like it has changed me a lot. I'm much more positive in my attitude. I feel like I can see a light at the end of the tunnel now. I can see that I will have time. I'm already having time and not worried about taking extra time off from work anymore, just because I know I have another stream of income. Because the biggest reason why we worry about our work is because the income, right? Like if you don't work, you don't get paid, and you only get certain amount of hours, certain amount of vacation and such. But now the life is different. I do know that if I take time off, extra time off, which may be without pay, I don't need to worry about it because I do have my digital business, which is my second stream of income. It gives you that sense of freedom, sense peaceful, like peace of mind, basically, and that's what makes your personality positive. It affects you from inside out.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Gurpreet. And yes, I think a lot of mom will be relating to what you share, um, missing those milestones from your kids. And like you say, time that has passed, you cannot recuperate those moments anymore. So you really have to, like in your case, you will really say, like I need to be fully present for my kids. I need to do something about it. So you took action, and once you change, you say it's not only about the time, but it's also, having that peace of mind that, you're having that extra side income that will allow you to be more present for your son, and be able to not missing those milestones. So um thank you for sharing that, because a lot of moms are in that position too.
Yeah.
Many times, like if you're lucky, you get a bus that will give you the time off, to be able to go, for example, um, to one of the school events. You can ask permission for that, but not all of them are very condensed, especially when the little kids are sick,
Yeah.
and then you have to stay there. And like you mentioned, when you don't work, you don't get paid. It's the same thing, like in my industry, when I don't work, I don't get paid. So um, it's it's like you weigh what is more important to you, and your family is important to you, but you have to also build that financial stability to be able to be fully present, and online business will allow you to be able to have that. So that
Yeah.
decision that you took, yeah, to be able to have that time with your son and build that financial stability. Okay, so let's move on to the second question. So, what fears or doubt do you have at the beginning, and how do you stay resilient while learning something completely new?
I was scared and not okay, so scared a little bit, but I was way, way more skeptical than being fearful. Skeptical means, I mean, my husband is in IT industry and he always makes me aware of the scams and be careful online and watch who you're talking to and watch who you're giving your information to, all of those things. So I have always been like, I was not a social media person. I never, I only used Facebook just to look at other people's pictures and things like that. Never posted my own picture. So I was skeptical. But because I was looking for something that I could do from home, though I knew in my mind that those things will have to be online, right? I mean, nobody is going to bring me folders, binders, files at home to do paperwork at home type of thing. Like it has to be something online. So when I found this business, I was actually scrolling through my Facebook and I was actually on YouTube too when I looked at the same person's advertisement. It was a business owner who had a similar story. Well, actually, it was way more touching story, and I knew that person from my city. She was from the same city as where I live. And that's when I was like, okay, she cannot go on the internet and make up stories like this. It's not possible, right? So, but I still gave myself some time, learned about her, went on her website, looked up her information, and waited and watched her videos and her Facebook page and everything. With the with that, it gave me a peace of mind. I was able to reach out to her. And my biggest fear was like, if I reach out to her, she'll probably keep my information and then start chasing me or something. Well, I was wrong, big time. Nothing like that happened. See, she was very kind, and there was no chasing at all. She gave me the information I was asking for, nothing more, nothing less. And she gave me the time. She's like, here's the information. You go and do your due diligence, do your research, and come back with your questions. Well, that's exactly what I did. And then it came to the fee. So it was $149 USD fee that she mentioned. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to get into money thing yet. I'm not prepared for it. Then I was offered a money back guarantee. And that's when I was like, okay, well, if it was a scam, why would they give me a money back guarantee? And this person lives in my city and she knows that I can reach out to her. Like it cannot be scam. At that level, when I got to that point after my research and everything, I was pretty confident that that my step was not wrong. I was heading in the right direction. Now it was a matter of me choosing that business or not. So then I did. After clarifying all my questions, which took me over, I want to say maybe 4 to 5 weeks of constant being in touch with that person, and getting answers for all my questions, I finally decided to go with it, and I'm so glad I did. I paid that $149, and but at that point too, I was still in my mind somewhere. It was that okay? Well, it's only $149. Um, and they're saying 30 days. I'm going to do this in 1 week, check it out, and then get my money back. Well, here I am. um, that 1 week, I watched that training for about 4 times. Went back to different training, with different modules several times to learn everything about it, clarified all my doubts. And after that, like instead of taking my money back within 30 days, I went ahead and signed up the contract.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think a lot of people, they will feel the same way. Sometimes, because they have experienced those ones before, they've been scammed. Sometimes because they see, friends or relatives that they have been scammed. So the fear is out there, But like you mentioned, we have to also not let fear stop you, and then find out more information, and in this case, you got to see the person in two different social media platforms, um, first in Facebook, and then, later in YouTube. So you heard her story, you reached out, and, you got to know her a little bit. But, even then, it took you some time. Like you mentioned, it took you almost a month to be able to take that decision, to proceed. So, yeah, I think, it's, it's okay to have fear, for those who are watching us, but you can do your due diligence and find out. It's a free information session. You got nothing to lose, more to gain, by finding out. So and like Gurpreet, she took her time to find out and wait, until she felt comfortable to learn more about, and proceed to the next step. So thank you so much, Gurpreet, for sharing that.
You're
And the last
welcome.
question.
Mhm.
Okay, so today you help others build careers that align with their lives. So, how has your definition of success changed since starting this journey? And what would you say to someone who wants flexibility but feels unsure about taking that first step?
The definition of success is basically it depends on your goals. What were your goals, and have you achieved them? And based on that, if you're successful, that's your success story. For majority of the people, feel successful when they have good money and a good career, and good designations, basically, like when they're higher up in the management positions, like put the titles and the income, are the definitions of success for most people. But in my journey of digital business, the meaning of success changed.
Mhm.
And that has to do with my desires, what I wanted to achieve. It was definitely income. Income is the primary thing because you need that for survival and to raise your family. And you do want to grow in your career as well. So those are the two things. But my biggest definition of success is being able to make your own decision, choose what your life priorities are, not let your career or your job decide that for you, and be able to do things in your own terms, like at your own terms. Like if you want to stay home with your child, you stay home with your child. If you want to go on a vacation with your family, you go on your vacation. You should not be able, you should not have to wait for permission. That's what time flexibility, freedom of being able to do things at your own terms is the definition of success for me.
Thank you so much. And yeah, that's a good question because like you mentioned at the beginning, a lot of people, a lot of us, when we usually start, we are thinking about success, of making money, and like for some people, having titles and all that. But as you say, as your journey goes on, your perspective in life changed. So in your case, your perspective in life changed when you had your kid, and then you saw that you were missing those moments. In my case, I was feeling that I was getting older. Those long hours, I didn't see myself working until 67. Those long hours, and also, have aging parents. Um, so I see, the difference between what success means for someone. For some people it's money, for some people it's time, for some people, I was hearing, I can't remember where I was hearing that, but some people was mentioning, uh that success for them could be like traveling because they love traveling. So just, go around the world and travel. So everyone has a different kind of desire that they want, so they don't look at it anymore as being a monetary. And like we say, we look for that freedom, freedom to do the things that we love. The way that you mentioned, um, having that control of your own time, do the things on your own term without asking permission, or being on the schedule of somebody else's needs. So that's what we need. We look for that freedom. So
That's right.
I do relate to that. And then a lot of people nowadays, they're realizing that it's not anymore about the money. Yes, the money helps you to be all this, to have all these things, but you want to have money really to work for you, and not you trading time for money. you know um so really, success is like you mentioned, to be able to have time for your family, for your son in this case, to be fully present. In terms of the flexibility, well, it will give you that flexibility to do the things that you love, to, like you mentioned, like travel when you want, so no need to ask permission for that. So it's really good, to be able to uh, define what is your success, and that define of your success changes as you evolve in your journey, depending of the circumstances that you are. And then for those people that want the flexibility, but they feel unsure about taking that first step, what would we say is, um, just don't stay where you are, because if you stay when you are, that you're looking for more flexibility. um, so if you're looking for more flexibility, you really need to find out more information about, and try to find it. If you stay in the same place, nothing is going to change. It's not going to come to you. Just to give an example, 5 years prior, before I started this journey, I saw those digital nomads, and I said, I want to have that kind of lifestyle, but I didn't know how to. So I kept working. And then in 2023, when I found this online business opportunity, that's when I saw, uh, I find this online business opportunity, and you check all the boxes, just like you mentioned, you check all the boxes that you were looking. And, same for me, you check all the boxes. So you really have to give yourself that opportunity to find more about the business, to really see, if that business is for you or for not. But at least you gave your chance to find out more. If you say no right away, you might be losing the opportunity that was there for you to be able to change your life. So um, just find out more. You got nothing to lose. Just like Gurpreet share on her story, she It took her 4 months, but she makes sure that she find out all the information that she wanted to be able to make her due diligence. Um, so don't stay in the same place. Find out more. So that's what we would say to those who feel that they want more flexibility, but they feel a little bit unsure. Just find more information, and then you can make your due diligence to decide, if this is for you or not. But at least you try, and you
That's
can
right.
and you find out more.
And being skeptical means you're aware. You
Hmm.
are trying to make the right decision. So that's actually a great thing to be being skeptical. Uh, Take it as a positive. If you're skeptical right now about this business, then you are on the right track. Now, this skepticism will take you to the next step, which is exploring more about this business. But don't stop yourself. Take that next step. Get your questions answered, like I did, and do more research on this. And then the best thing to do is to pay that $149 and log into that training portal. It's pre-training portal where they have all the information about this business model. There's nothing to lose. It's 100% money back guarantee within 30 days. So that is actually the best way. I mean, I encourage everyone watching this to take that step. Don't stop until you do that. And after that, it's up to you. It's your decision. Nobody is going to chase you or force you to join this business, because that's not our business model. People come and join this business because they like the business model. But we are trained to not chase people. We're here to educate, spread awareness. This is for all these sessions are for awareness, and we are happy to. I'm happy, and Sandy is happy to help out, answer any questions you may have. I know there's a lot of scam out there, but again, exploring and give allow yourself to explore different things, and don't hesitate to reach out to people to get your questions answered. And always remember, final decision is yours.
Yes. So thank you for that, Gurpreet. And as Gurpreet mentioned, if you want to learn more about this online business opportunity, you can either put in the comments more info, or you can send us a private message, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. We also have the free webinar available for anyone on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register into our websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, we'll send you that invitation to the free webinar. And on the free webinar, you're going to learn how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who also are going to be sharing with you why they decided to start this online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So it's a free information session that you can watch, and then you can find out more information after that, and connect with the person that invited you to the webinar. So nothing to lose, you got nothing to lose, more to gain, finding more information. So yeah, so you can get in touch with us those three ways. Saying that, we want to say thank you to Gurpreet today for coming to our live and taking some time of her time, to be able to share her journey with us. Um, and thank you for also to the audience that was with us today. And for those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We wanna
And
wish.
thank you to and thank you, Sandy, for organizing this. It's great. You're doing great by spreading this awareness. I mean, there are a lot of people out there looking for options, and they don't have that awareness. So, with all your live episodes, you're doing a great community service, actually. So, thank you for that, and thank you for inviting me on your page.
Thank you so much, Gurpreet. The pleasure is mine. And yeah, we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, and a happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. So thank you again for being here today, and thank you again, Gurpreet, for taking some time with us today to share your journey. And yeah, so until the next episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success, stay tuned for the next episode, which will be 81, with another story and another journey. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all, and thank you
You.
for
Thank
watching.
you. Bye bye.